Hello everyone, Treecks here. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3 Heart Challenge. We're in the Water Temple and I'm not liking it. Although this run has been better than my usual runs, so I can't complain too much. I'm stuck in a water current. Come on, swim. Thank you. Ow. Of course he jumps back in. Come on, Link. Go away. Die. All of you, give me a heart. Or 2, or 3. Okay, chaos. I'm already enjoying this. I love chaos, guys. This room. This is a room with a puzzle we can cheese. And this is also a room with a lot of guys that can kill me. I'm gonna use arrows. Apparently the hookshot doesn't work on them. Anyway, this room gives you bombs because there are bombable walls here with a pushable block, which we need to push on a blue switch right here. However, I'm not doing that because, like I said, this room can be cheesed. This room, if you step on the switch, let the water rise, because that's what the switch does. If you let it rise all the way to the top, get off, swim to the edge immediately, and you could grab on. It didn't work. Trying again. And I say that I don't glitch the games. Well, this is technically not a glitch. Yeah, I went way too early. See, there we go. I knew it was possible, I do it all the time. Don't know why it failed the first time, because it normally never does. Alright, there are Tektites on the other side, which are going to be annoying, so I'm going to lure them in, so they fall down the pit. I don't have to kill them. They just need to get out of there, because if I jump here, and here, and here, they usually hit you when you get on the platform, and they push you off again. Also watch out for falling rocks, rolling rocks. Skulltula number 4 in this dungeon is right here. Getting back in the niche quickly. Right in time. Get over here. Don't scare me like that. Okay. This is where the big key is. And if you do not have a second key before entering this part of the dungeon, this is where you're going to get annoyed. Yeah, roll into the chest, Link. That's gonna help. Yeah, boss key. I'm calling it big key anyway. Some games it's big key, sometimes it's the boss key. Big key is a link to the past. That's what always will stick into my mind. It's the first time they use it. And it's big key there, because it doesn't just go to the boss room in that game. It also unlocks other big keyholes and the big chests and stuff. In this game it functions like it did in Link's Awakening. Nightmare keys there only takes you to the boss. So I guess the term boss key isn't that weird. But still, big key is what I'm used to. Come on, aiming in this game. Alright. Now it's only a matter of getting to the boss. And getting to that final Skulltula, because we need one more. One Skulltula we could have seen earlier. But we couldn't get because of not having the long shot, because it was also an unreachable one. And it's in the room with the waterfall, with the sliding platforms that went down. I missed. Doesn't matter. I tried to be fancy. I shouldn't try to be fancy, because I'm not. Being fancy is not something I usually do in Zeldas. That's more a Mario platformer thing for me. That's where I'm really good at. I love playing Zeldas, but I never claim to be one of the best players at it. Especially when it comes to the combat. Okay, we need to have the water level raised to the top. So we can reach the final boss, and we can also reach this room again. Of course all the enemies respawned. You got hookshotted, you got arrowed. Because why not? On the wall over there is our final Skulltula. Let's check to make sure. I've made that mistake once too many times. But it was the last one, so we're good. Of course I get under the platform again. That should be a reachable jump. Okay, let's get rid of this dungeon once and for all. Didn't take as long as I thought it would. It was a very smooth ride for once, because usually it doesn't. Alright. If you run quickly here, you'll easily dodge these blades. And get to the boss. It's not normal water over there. No, it's not. It's the boss, which consists of all this water. It's actually a living organism we're looking at now. And how are we going to fight water? Well, like I said, it's a living organism, so it still has a heart of sorts. And that's a solid thing we can attack. So that's what we're gonna do. There it shows itself. It's able to form water tentacles out of its watery body, let's say. Giant aquatic amoeba, Morpha. This is a boss I have mixed feelings about, unlike Volvagia, which was pathetically easy for a dragon. It should be more imposing. This boss is a lot more challenging when it comes to that. First we need to wait for it to get out of the water. You can grab it in the water, but it's a lot more difficult to hit. Because the hook shot, or long shot now, could still call it a hook shot because it's technically level 2 hook shot. It's not the fastest moving projectile weapon. Usually standing on the same line as its tentacle will make it easier to grab onto the heart we need to get. As you can see, it moves around a lot in the water, so it's hard to get. Although it's technically still possible. Now we need to look out for these tentacles, because if they grab you, I believe they one-shot you. Getting hit by the heart or the tentacle itself will do 1 heart of damage, but getting grabbed by the tentacle, it will start throwing you, and that does 3 hearts of damage if I'm not mistaken. So in my case it will instantly kill me. Now I need to be careful because there's 2 tentacles going to form, and I need to be careful of where the second one will spawn. Apparently it was on the other side of the pool. And my big Goron sword makes sure this guy is down fast. Didn't get hit a single time. Yeah, usually that second tentacle forming is what gets you. Because you tend to only focus on the heart and the tentacle forming with that, but you usually get grabbed from behind if you do it like that. So, but the second tentacle didn't give me any troubles this time. Thank God. So another dungeon done. Dungeon 6 done. It's my least favorite, like I said. But still needs to happen. The next ones are going to be a lot more fun. Because the 7th and 8th dungeon are my favorites. The 8th dungeon being my all-time favorite in this game. The 7th dungeon, the Shadow Temple, being my second favorite. So I'm going to have fun with that. Especially with only 3 hearts. Because they are the hardest dungeons also. Treecks, I would have expected no less from the man I choose to be my husband. Sora's domain and its people will eventually return to their original state. As a reward, I grant you my eternal love. Well, that's what I want to say, but I don't think I can offer that right now. I have to guard the water temple as the Sage of Water. And you're searching for the Princess Zelda? Ha, you can't hide anything from me. Princess Zelda, she's alive, I can sense it, so don't be discouraged. I can tell that nothing will stop you in your quest for justice and peace. You must take this medallion, take it respectfully. Yeah, you're scaring me a little bit, with all the husband stuff. I still never agreed on that. So if you can get out of my hair, please do. You receive the water medallion. Ruto awakens as a sage and adds her power to yours. If you see Sheik, please give him or her my thanks, okay? Because we know it's a her. Spoiler alert. Water level rises again. As the water rises, the evil's vanishing from the lake. Treecks, you did it. Of course I did. Why shouldn't I? Did Ruto want to thank me? I see. We have to return peace to Hyrule for her sake too, don't we? Look at that, Treecks. Together, you and Princess Ruto destroyed the evil monster. Once again, the lake is filled with pure water. All is as it was here. That's the Lake Hylia as we know it. Back to normal. Another region saved. More of Ganon's power diminishing. More peace returning. And once again, it's necessary to simply vanish. That's the way of the Sheikah. We don't just vanish. We ninja vanish. Because Sheikah are technically ninjas, if you look at it correctly. It's definitely what they're based off. Anyway, now that we have water filled back again, this rock, which will tell us to shoot the morning light, well, it happens to be morning, will grant us our first spell for our bow. Fire arrows. This is an item that eluded me for the longest time when I was a kid. Because I'm obviously not English or American, or at least someone who has English as its first language. When I was a kid, I couldn't read, I couldn't speak the language at all. So what that rock said was a complete mystery to me. What everything said in the game was a complete mystery to me. However, for the most part, it doesn't really matter that much, because this game is easily figured out even without all the dialogue. However, that rock is actually quite required to understand that you need to shoot the morning sun from that rock. So I couldn't understand it at all. And that's an item that eluded me for the longest time, and it's actually a required item as well. For one particular reason, in the final dungeon you need it. And because of that I couldn't clear this game for the longest time. I have no memory of how I got it the first time, but I know eventually I got it. Okay, make sure we don't have any fall damage. Next up is, I think... Are there any Skulltulas we can get? I can think of a few heart pieces, but we're skipping on those. There's the golden skill we can get in the fishing hole, but it will always give us the heart piece first if we go fishing for that. So that's not an option. Yeah. I think there's nothing to do. I think it's an immediate go for Dungeon 7. I'm running my brain pretty hard right now, thinking of all the Skulltulas I'm missing. All of them are in dungeons or are locked behind items we haven't had. Go away, go away! We haven't gathered yet. I can warp to Kakariko, because that's where we need to go. Dungeon 7 is in the graveyard. We need to get to Kakariko first. But I might as well use the horse. I'm not a big fan of the horse, like I mentioned earlier. But why not? Warping doesn't make it a lot faster. You could warp to the castle town and then walk to Kakariko, or warp to Death Mountain and walk the rest from there. There's not really a faster method for that. I'm going to keep you with me for now, because I'm at 17 minutes, give or take. Yeah. I don't want this video to be too short, because I think I want the entrance of the Shadow Temple to be my stopping point for now. It's kind of late right now, so I don't want to continue on too long. I have a busy day again tomorrow. So if I continue into the Shadow Temple, I'm kind of forced to complete it in one go. At least when it comes to this sitting. I will cut the video in 20 to 30 minute parts, obviously, but I don't like not clearing a dungeon in one go when it comes to recording sessions. This place has seen better days. Sheik again. We just left you at the lake. Or you left us. Get back, Treecks. What's with the well? We've been in the well. There's nothing too special in there. Oh my. Okay, apparently something's able to throw Sheik around like paper. Here we see a shadow. We can take it. We've beaten tougher guys than you, even though we can't really see you. Okay, what happened? What's the aftermath here? Apparently we lost. We couldn't take him. Looks like you were coming around. Treecks, a terrible thing has happened. The evil shadow spirit has been released. Impa, the leader of the Kakariko village, had sealed the evil shadow spirit in the bottom of the well. But the force of the evil spirit got so strong, the seal of the well broke and it escaped into the world. I believe Impa has gone to the Shadow Temple to seal it again. But she will be in danger without any help. Treecks, Impa is one of the 6 sages. Destroy the evil shadow spirit and save Impa. There's an entrance to the Shadow Temple beneath the graveyard behind this village. The only thing I can do for you is teach you the melody that will lead you to the Shadow Temple. This is the melody that will draw you into the infinite darkness that absorbs even time. Listen to this, the Nocturne of Shadow. Those were some dark words there, Sheik. Speaking of darkness. Yeah, I guess that's the theme of this dungeon. It's not called the Shadow Temple for nothing. It's a scary place, it's supposed to be. And unlike all the other warp songs we've gotten, this one is actually required. Because unless you count glitching, because there are some ways to glitch around it, but normally this is the only way to the dungeon, because it will take you to a place in the graveyard we have seen before, if you've been paying attention. It was unreachable. Only the warp spot is the access point. Let me take care of the village. I'm counting on you, Treecks. I'm counting on you, Treecks. Different emphasis there. Alright. Now that we have... I already have the ocarina out. Now that we have the song... Oh. Forgot to push one button. We can warp to the 7th dungeon. This will take us up this ledge. You can see this ledge from when you're under there, but as you can see, there's no way to get up here except with this pedestal, which is used by the warp songs. In this case, the Nocturne of Shadow. Okay, we take our fire spell out. Din's fire is, like the symbol indicates, away into the dungeon. It'll only open up if all torches are lit. You can use your fire arrows for it, but I think you... Yeah, I don't think you can make it, because these torches will go out if you take too long. And enter Shadow Temple. This is where I will stop for now. Next time, next recording session and next video, I will tackle this dungeon and see what this place can give us for difficulties with our 3 hearts. Something the last 2 dungeons failed to do. Let's hope for that. Let's hope for failure, for video's sake. Anyway, Treecks out.